We should use that music one day.
Oh, use
instead
the
of-
song. I'll smash 2 fucking beers above my head, dude.
I don't know if you can actually use the music. You'll probably get sued.
I mean, we've done that before.
Join the club, dude.
I don't know that it's a lawsuit more so.
Yeah.
They just mute your video.
Yeah,
which,
it's
you
just
know.
frowned upon. It's not.
Yeah.
It's like
Oh, you guys, you don't
Wanking
care
it
about
on
doing
public
this
transport.
for free?
we do. I mean, we've been doing it for free for 4 years.
It's
now.
been a long time. I mean, we've made
like if you
couple
factored out
$100.
if you factor out all the total money per time, we've made like 2 cents an episode.
I mean, I ain't
Also,
gonna brag, but you know, before applesauce, I had no car. Since applesauce went on there, now I got a 2002 Taurus.
Then I bought a car on payments one time.
So I'm just saying, there's
It's
there's podcast money out there. To
There,
be
it's a
made.
different
Out there
world,
to be
boys.
made.
It's a different
Dude,
world,
speaking
boys.
of podcast money to be made, did you see the?
When do you guys start? Do you got a catchphrase or anything? Oh, okay.
We
We're
just
already
start
going.
talking. Yeah.
Oh, we're going.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
usually
All
start
right,
talking.
All
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
All right.
You know, so like the Theo Von podcast, and there's a couple other ones. Like some dude defrauded the shit out, like stole like $4 million from him. Like I'm like, where's that podcast money at? dude?
Right, no shit.
Like come defraud us. Get us $8 million and
Right.
defraud 4. We'll let you have it.
You can have it.
At that point.
You can have it. We'll just Mind Snacks dropped the charges.
Well, yeah.
You know, they
yeah.
were just like,
we're just
you
like,
know.
dude, he got us some bread.
yeah,
He took the exact same amount of bread, but he got us some bread.
yeah, right.
And bought a Taurus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah,
dude, I can
now-
live comfortably for the next
Now
3,
we
4
all have
months.
2002 Ford Tauruses.
I could live comfortably next 3-4 months, maybe.
Right, right.
So this is Mind Snacks, huh?
Yeah, this is Mind Snacks. Been a while since you've been here.
It's been a while. What happened to the free dinner?
Well,
Oh,
ugh,
about that.
that has been a minute.
So Sean normally has some sour gummy rings over there, but I see he didn't bring those.
That's
either.
more of a Burroughs applesauce thing that I do that I've done here a couple
You do it on.
times.
I'm saying I've seen you do it
Derek yells at me for that.
for doing it on ours
Matter
too.
of fact, no.
His aren't sour on ours. They're only regular.
Yeah, see, on Burroughs, it's normally sour. Mike and I share them, and then we're all.
Yeah.
And then he's like, "This isn't fucking Mind Snacks.
yeah.
What are we chomping at?" Sour.
I saw
gummy
we were
worms.
talking before you got here about like what we were going to talk about today,
Yeah.
and like I think we should talk about favorite finger foods, dude. Your favorite hors-d'oeuvres.
Welcome to the Mind Snacks podcast. It is Wednesday, September 13th, 2023. I'm in the studio with my friend Tyler Me. Tyler, how are you tonight?
Good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. You look good. You still look like a writer. You don't look as beatnik as you looked last week. Last week you had like a sweater going on,
Did I have
and it was
sweater
a
on?
thing. I don't know what it was, but the whole
Oh no, I just
ensemble.
had like a pullover on. Yeah.
Now you look like a lumberjack that writes poetry.
A little lumbersexual over
Yeah,
here.
right. Right. Like a lumberjack that's a little confused.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I mean, still tough as shit.
Yeah, I'll be confused, dude.
Yeah, you got to be tough as shit to be a lumberjack.
Whatever. Yeah, dude. I don't know though. Do you need
Or like pancakes?
Yeah.
That's,
No, those
that
are
was always
flapjacks.
flapjacks.
Yeah.
Yes, they were
No,
flapjacks.
do you even have to be tough to be a lumberjack
I
anymore?
couldn't
Dude, they
do
have
that.
machines now.
I couldn't do that because I like crepes.
Get the fuck out of here.
Just say you love
Just
crepes.
say like little tiny pancakes, dude. Little
you-
thin pancakes.
Are you trying to tank the election? Quit speaking French.
Our guest in the studio is one half of the magic that makes the Burroughs Applesauce podcast go round every other Monday night, except for this coming Monday because I'll be out of town again. Ladies and gentlemen, Derek Gerald. What's up, DJ? How you doing tonight, buddy?
Doing well, doing well. Appreciate being on a second string media.
Yeah.
Brotherhood.
Yeah, there you go.
And yeah, you just caught me off guard about that vacation thing.
Yeah, well,
It's weird. Do you just schedule around our fucking production?
See, it just so happens that nobody does anything in the middle of the week, so Mind Snacks is just on Wednesday. It's easier to protect. On Monday, I'll be traveling home from Myrtle Beach.
this Monday?
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah. He says I'm always gonna be on vacation on Mondays only. Is what he told me.
Fuck you.
I'm just kidding.
Myrtle
like-
Beach, ain't something going on there?
Just
Water crashing into the shore, baby.
No, the Myrtle Beach, the
there's-
newest South
there's-
Park season, the little rallying going on there.
I thought they were in the middle
Little
of a
presidential
crisis.
rally.
I hope so.
Are they?
That's sad to say.
Crisis for my wife's 30th birthday. She's going through her own crisis. So we'll just add to the fuckery.
Huh.
My wife turns 30 on Saturday.
You thought you were going to get a price
I did that a
break?
year ago. It didn't hurt that bad.
You thought you were going to get a price break?
Well, we
for-
thought, you know, if there's the hotel's surrounded by angry mobs doing who knows
No,
what the
he's
fuck.
just like, he
I
calls.
tried to
He's
take
like,
her to Hawaii this year. And, still out of my price range.
Right. Oh, well, that was always out of my price range, fire or not. So, yeah. You had to go get a rookie to make Tyler look professional.
wait, who's the rookie, Derek?
That would be me. Yes.
Yeah. Rob doesn't have Mike to shit on the night, so
so
he's
he's got to do it on
defaulted to Derek.
There you go. It's like Patrick. Don't worry, I'll get shit on at some point.
Yeah.
Patrick will get in there
If
and just
Patrick
fucking
Hamilton
wreck.
joins.
You know
Yeah,
I
dude.
pay for that to happen. So
Well, when in Rome, right?
Speaking of having money for Tauruses, Derek's taking care of Patrick Hamilton.
Huh?
2002 Ford Tauruses for everyone.
He getting one, dude.
Yeah.
Hear that, Patty?
If he drives, I feel like that would be dangerous.
Oh, for sure. No doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt in my mind. We,
Kyle
I-
Killinger, how you doing, my
I
guy?
was telling Derek we
Hello.
found someone to adopt
Hello.
our cat today.
What? You were going to adopt a cat?
No, we
today?
found someone to adopt our cat.
Oh,
So,
okay,
like,
yeah.
so we
The
had,
cat that keeps escaping?
Oh no, that's Ricky. He just does his thing, dude. He's a fucking he runs the neighborhood when he wants.
Tomcat.
Yeah, dude, he out there slutting around. No, this one was a cat that I inherited from my grandma. And it was in, like, my other cats hated it, right? So it was in its own little room. And then we kind of needed a nursery. So we've been trying to get rid of this cat for a long time. Even though I didn't want to get rid of it, right? Like,
Right.
I've had the cat for a long time, before my grandma had it. But, yeah, it was rough. It's been a rough day.
way to spoil the kid before it's even born. Oh, you got
Yeah.
your own room.
Yeah, it's totally yours by yourself. Never been anyone else's before, ever.
Right.
We got rid of the cat. Hope
But
you
yeah.
have a good life. Go
Yeah.
to college, pay for our retirement.
Yeah, but the girl we gave it to, she seemed very, very excited. So
Good.
I think it'll be all right.
Is a good cat.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a nice, fluffy. I mean, she's had her temperament, right? Like,
Sure.
she'd be a little shithead every once in a while, like. But for the most part, she's just chill, right? She's 10. She's old, so she don't really give a fuck about none of that young cat game. She just wants to lay in the sun and eat some wet food.
Right.
But yeah, dude, I think she'll be all right.
Sarah pointed out something to me the other day. Our dog, Jackson, has no fucking front teeth now.
They just fell out.
I don't know what they
Dude,
did.
Callie, one time I was taking her to the vet for something, and on the way there, one of her teeth fell out and hit my leg, and I'm like, what the fuck was that? And I like got it, and I like went to take, it was during COVID, so like they were coming out and getting the dogs or whatever, and it was like, I obviously Peyton takes care of him at the vet or whatever.
Sure.
And like, so they came out and they're like, yeah, getting the dog, and I'm like, this literally just fell out of her mouth, so I don't know if you want to take that too, and they just like took it. I'm like, yeah, dude, I don't know, just fell out. Cool.
Yeah,
Not
I don't know
good,
what.
but,
I don't
mean,
know
she's
where
12.
his
I don't know how
front
old-
teeth went. Jackson's almost 12.
Yeah, so Callie's 12, so she's...
I don't know. So it's like, should we feed him wet food now? Because I fed him dry food for the
so
whole life.
Maybe get them off the meth. And then
So
work
if,
up-
if
work
it's
up
their
there.
front teeth, you can feed them hard food still. So
That's what I
they
thought.
chew with
They
their
chew
backs.
with their backs, yeah.
So Callie, she just had surgery actually like 2 weeks ago. So she had cancer removed. She had a big lump on her side. So they removed the cancer and took 7 teeth.
Damn.
But so she's missing like all her. So she looks like.
Right.
But she has her back chewed because like she can start back on hard food like yesterday. So.
Nice.
But yeah, she.
Nice.
Oh, dude, wet foods and my dog, like. If you get a can of wet food out, they think it's like they're in the Taj Mahal fucking
Right.
eating it. Like they're just like, fuck yeah. And then like the day that we switched them back to hard food, because like if one of them gets soft food, everyone gets like a little scoop of it in there, right? So they get a little taste of it. The first day Callie was off of it and everyone just got hard food in their bowl, they literally looked at it and then just looked up like, what the fuck is it? They didn't eat. They literally just looked at it like, yep, looks like I'm not eating dinner today. I'm like, fine, you'll fucking starve, dude. But yeah, now they're eating again. But yeah.
So I've always given my dogs hard food because I've been told that's what's best for their teeth.
Oh yeah, it helps chip the whatever tartar and shit off of it. Yeah, yeah. Bones do like you give them like bones and stuff. They do that too.
Derek, you're a cat dad. Do you guys feed your cats wet food?
No. Actually, we're in a similar kind of situation. We had one that had a kidney issue.
Okay.
He had to go stay at the vet for a couple days. We're all wrecked. So now he has this special kidney IMS food.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So that means now the other 6 has IMS kidney food because you
Yeah.
can't
And
you can't
that's-
separate. You can't
that's
separate.
how like my dogs like they were on a special skin food, and it's like one dog's on it, everyone's on it.
Yeah,
Right.
that's just how it goes. I get jealous because I see people coming out of Rural King buying like fucking bushels of regular cat food, and I'm like, I'll take this hippie food.
Yeah,
Right.
In the
And
small
it's like,
bag.
and it's like fucking the same price for a 3-pound bag. You're like, fuck, I could have got 40 pounds of this other crap.
Right.
But we love them. We love 'em.
Sure. Sure.
We were talking about that. Did you see that post on Columbus Man today?
No.
Somebody, I don't know the backstory, but I guess their neighbor trapped their cat,
in a live trap.
took it 6 miles away, and dropped it off behind a fucking
The
department
Walmart
store.
on 46
Yeah.
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 dropped it on. Like, who does that?
I don't know the backstory of this, but I don't know how much damage this cat was doing, but
Like, how could a cat, like, my cat's out, like, there, around my house, personally, there are 4 cats, at least 4 cats that just roam the street, right? Like my cat goes into my neighbor's house. He leaves his door open in the spring when it's nice out, and he just goes in his house and sleeps on his fucking chair. And he don't, like, the guy don't give a shit, right? And we have names for all of them. We don't know what their names actually are, but like we have a mustache cat, right? It's got a white mustache, and like every once in a while it comes up. They just walk around the street. Like I don't see how they could do that much damage to where you'd want to trap it. And
Right.
now Sherry, I don't know if you're familiar with her. She's also my mother. Out in North Vernon, they had
Phenomenal
a dog.
baker.
They had a dog out in the country that kept coming around. They named it Neighbor,
Okay.
and they fed it. It never came in the house and shit. It was just an outside dog. I loved the name Neighbor.
Sure.
Neighbor passed, whatever. We've had stray cats come hang around our house because we have a huge amount of cats indoors. So
How many do
I'll
you
feed
have
them
now?
6.
Jeez.
But we'll feed it, and I'll always use the name Neighbor. You know, like if I go out and give them attention and
Right.
feed them, I'm like, how
Yeah,
you
yeah.
doing, Neighbor? It just carries over. Never thought about live trapping them and taking them 6 miles away.
No, that's fucked up.
yeah, and just
And,
dropping.
and the way the story's told, they're like, "Oh, our neighbor took that." I'm like, "This story would have took a turn if it was me." I'd be like,
Right.
"Our recently deceased neighbor,
Right. Right.
thought
Yeah.
this was a good fucking idea."
Rest is. I'm sure someone loved him,
Yeah,
but he had to go.
we got our Ring doorbell. It's not a Ring, it's a Rio Link doorbell
Right.
camera. So we finally got a memory card in it, right? So like we have a camera on our front porch, but we finally got one like in the doorbell, so it like is more low to the ground. And look what we caught, dude. We didn't catch it, but like look what
What the fuck?
that's at 6 a.m. on Sunday morning, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you see them little fuckers?
Yeah. Show that again.
Yeah.
Is that raccoons? Or
6 a.m.
Are
Yep.
those cats?
Yep, 2 little fat ass raccoons, dude, just chilling. And they're just like they're just like woo, just like fucking running around. Yeah, dude.
That's
How
fucked
do you
up.
feel about the Ring camera? Them being able to access your information without asking you.
So mine's not actually Ring. Like mine's not a Ring brand. Mine is like it hardwires into a DVR box that's independent. Like you can run it without the internet if you want to.
Did you hear that story about the gun?
I did
that
not.
gun safe.
No, I did not.
They raided this guy's house, and he had one of these computerized gun safes. And the FBI called him and was like, "We need the code." And they're like, "Okay,"
Huh?
and gave him the code. And everybody's like, "Did they have a warrant for the safe or a subpoena for the safe?" And they're
Yeah.
like, "Well, they had a warrant to search the premises, so we just hand that shit out." Fucking, you know those old country boys that are like, "You did what?"
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I feel like if they have a warrant for your house, it's anything in your house also, right?
Well, no. I feel like that's different because if they search your car and your glove box is locked, I think that's a separate thing.
Is it?
yeah.
I thought it was anything to
I don't
do
know.
with.
I don't know.
I
the
think
answer
that's
to
a
this.
separate thing.
Yeah, I didn't know. I mean, you would think so because it's a separate thing locked inside your house, right? I mean, I've seen cases where they come and like knock on your door and they're like, "Yeah, we need to like we saw you bought this at a gun store and we need
But
to."
there's a bigger issue at hand. So the people at Ring gave the FBI this code to the
No,
safe.
Ring does this commonly. They're like, "Oh, we need this. There was some activity on your neighborhood." And they won't even ask the owner. They'll ask the company. And they're like, "Okay, there you go. There's their recordings.
Oh, so Ring just straight up gives them the front door recordings. They kind of use them as like street cams, even though they're private.
Yes.
What if they see me stumbling home butt naked at like 3? They're like, "Fuck, this guy's the problem."
I mean, everybody's seen that. We don't have to have it on.
You're right.
they're like, "This guy's a fucking problem."
But no, that's fucking
We've
crazy.
hung out with you
right?
enough. We get it.
yeah, it's understandable.
I mean, somebody that's got enough guns where they buy a fucking gun safe
Yeah,
to put them aside, I'm sure he did not sign up for them to just give away his code over a warrant to
No.
search the premises.
yeah,
And
yeah,
No.
yeah. I wonder what reasoning they had to go in there in the first place.
I think he was one of the January 6th dudes. Not to get too political. I think it,
Yeah, but I think
was-
that's like a different cat. I think like that is I think they loop those guys into with like some domestic shit. So basically, when you get looped into like some like basically domestic terrorism, you have zero rights again. Like they can do whatever the fuck they want to. Like they don't even have to
Right.
give you the right to a lawyer at that point.
I mean, my feeling's always been they're going to do whatever the fuck they want. You got to go back later and fight about it.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, they're
Like I like that. That's the thing too. Like everyone's afraid of the ATF really bad, and it's like the ATF really doesn't have. They don't have it. Like the ATF are making laws, but they don't have any power to make laws, right? Like any law the ATF made, they're like trying to fight it to where because it's unconstitutional. Like that's the reason we have like Congress and Senate and all
Right.
that shit to make and pass laws.
Sure.
And the ATF is just out there willy nilly and whatever they want to make a law, they just do it, right? So there's a lot of stuff going on right now in the government. Like they're fighting. They're basically trying to strip the ATF of thinking it has that power. Like
Sure.
they're more of just like an enforcement agency, not
Right.
not a
a law-making
Yeah,
agency.
yeah, we make the laws and do that because like, and I don't really care that much. Like it's not like I'm out there doing anything like that's fucking bad or
Right.
anything. But and I'm sure most of the people that are like fighting against it they're not like doing anything bad either. It's the principle of the whole thing.
I still want to tell them piss off. Like,
Yeah,
I've only told the cop. I didn't even tell him no. I just questioned him once.
He's like they need baton me on the side of the fucking
Because
head.
I mean, you're always going to be able to fight it in court if you got enough money. But one time they knocked on my door and they're like, I answered and they're like, hey, sound violence thing. I'm like, it's not even after 10 o'clock. They're like, well, can you step out here to the street light, look at your ID? And I'm like, I'm inside my home right now.
yeah.
I'm like, I'm pretty sure they issue flashlights. Here's my ID.
Yeah.
Turn on your flashlight. Look at it. I'm not stepping out this door.
Oh yeah, never do that.
Unless if they said, sir, we need you to come out of the building.
Yeah.
If they're asking
And-
me, I'm like, no.
And I think I don't know if Indiana is like a whatever they call it, like a stop and ID or what. Like I don't think you have to
Stop and frisk or
Well,
some
it's
shit.
like so basically if they ask you for your ID, I think Indiana the state you literally don't have to give it to it. Like and the only way they can get your ID is if you are suspected of a crime, right? They can't just say I need to see your ID, right?
I mean,
But looking like us, they could.
I think technically,
we're all
yes.
gonna look like.
I mean, some
committed a crime.
states are whatever. If they ask for your ID, you have to give it to them. But I think Indiana is one of the ones where like, if a cop just comes and tries to ID you, you have the right to say, okay, then what crime are you suspecting me of committing? And if they say,
Right.
oh, none, then you'd be like, okay, then you don't need my ID.
Right.
I mean, if a cop asks for my ID, I'm probably just gonna give it because I don't really give that much of a shit, right?
No, it's not that deep
It's
for
not
me.
that big of a deal to me. I'm like, yeah, dude, here's my fucking ID. I'm like, if you want my address, brother, just ask
You
me and
never,
come
you
over.
never think of it out of spite.
No, I mean, I'm not. I can be spiteful if I need to be, but like, I mean, like most of the time they're just doing their job, right? If there's like a real dickhead cop, I would be spiteful and just be like, yeah, suck my nuts. But
I had my ID checked once leaving a bar downtown, and they stopped me and they wanted to see my ID. I gave it to them, and I was with a lady friend, and they had stopped her like 2 days before that. And they're like, oh, we remember her. Didn't even look at her ID. Still looked at mine. And they're like, well, we just had a black dog running around the neighborhood. And I'm like, well, I'm not it.
yeah, you're like, well, I don't
Why
see
the
the
fuck you-
resemblance. I don't see the resemblance here. I haven't shaved in a while, but god
Do you think a
damn.
black lab's carrying fucking ID? Why the fuck you asking me for an ID over
Yeah,
here?
yeah,
Yeah. That's
yeah,
some of this shit gets out of hand, like obviously.
yeah. I don't really.
But
understand
most of the
most
time, like I get embarrassed for people, like when I watch the YouTube videos.
Oh, yeah, dude.
And they get pulled over and they're like, "Sir, technically, I don't have to show you my ID." I'm like, "There's probably something somewhere where you've twisted it to be like, yeah, I don't have to show him shit." But dude, you're creating more trouble for yourself.
Yeah,
Like,
just and most of the time, like when you're cool, right? Like even if you got pulled over for speeding, right,
Right.
and then you be a dickhead, you're probably getting a ticket. If they pull you over for speeding, like most of the time, they don't give a shit if you're speeding, right? They stop you, they slow down.
They wanna
If you're a
know.
dickhead, you're getting a ticket. If you just do whatever they want, right? They're not trying to fucking arrest you at that point.
Right.
Just be like, here you go, dude, and then they'll probably be fine.
I don't even get mad when I get popped. I'm like, I'm still probably up like 20 crimes.
You're like, dude, this ratio is still in my favor.
Yeah, got me.
Yeah. Oh, damn, totally. Never going to recover from this one.
Let's. How long has it been since you got popped?
I don't want to say because that will fucking jinx me. But yeah, this is my younger self.
Okay, right.
He's like, I don't know, 14, 15 hours or so.
Things have changed since I started DB Hard and fucking Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy.
Right.
I don't know if I can stay
he's
awake
like,
for this.
he's like, ever since I switched that daily leave in the morning, he's like, it's just gotten a little more mellow.
Mom said she watched a video where she tried to convince a cop she didn't need to have a license to drive. There's all kinds of stuff out there, dude.
I got a coworker that tells me that's against the Constitution. He's like, I ain't got to do shit. I'm like, no, that's not the end.
Hell
all,
yeah,
say
dude.
all.
I know that coworker. I know exactly who it is. I'm not going to say him. I'm not going to out him.
No.
But yeah, I bet every dollar I have that I know exactly who you're talking
you
about.
do. Yeah, you do.
But
I bet the tours to him when he was saying hors d'oeuvres. I'm like, spell it, motherfucker. I'll give you the stories.
Yeah, I can't spell that, dude. HOUR
Yes.
apostrophe OS apostrophe DOIRS.
There's some, what is that?
Yeah.
Shit above the letters.
Special characters.
Yeah.
Special characters.
The shit you got to hold down on the button on the iPhone to get.
Right.
Only reason why I ever use them.
You're not holding down that button. You're just hitting text to
No,
speech and say,
when I'm talking to Ramon, I use that button a lot.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, cabron.
that is cultural appropriation, sir.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, you're not.
No,
you're not
I don't
typing
think it
that
is. I don't think so, right? Cultural appropriation? He's
Well,
just
Ramon speaks perfect English.
it doesn't matter. So like I watched no. I watched the video.
That's a bold statement.
No.
I've heard him get drunk.
Yeah. No. So like I watched it. Like I never even knew what a cultural appropriation was, right? And then because I don't really care that much. Like I treat everyone the same, right?
How's that
But it's
campaign going?
Yeah, no, I mean, I just treat everyone the same. Like, it's not really a big deal to me. But I saw this thing, and this kid, he was wearing a sombrero and had a fake mustache and stuff, and was like walking around to everyone and was like, is this offensive? And they're like, well, yeah, because you're not Mexican. And then he literally went to like Little Mexico, like the Mexican community.
Neighborhood.
And then he was like asking everyone, like, is this outfit offensive? Like, no, dude, like, we like your outfit.
Love
Like,
your shit.
yeah,
Who's the kid you were talking to?
yeah.
Did he look like that guy?
Octavius.
Oh, God.
Fucking Octavius.
But
over
yeah,
there.
no, like, and all that, like, everyone in the Mexican community thought it was awesome, right? They're like, yeah, it's awesome. Like, we like that you're wearing our stuff. Like, it's cool. But it's like just the thing. I think it was like on some college campus or something like that.
Yeah.
But I love watching those videos, dude, because then it's like you wonder like what they're teaching college kids these days.
Well, it's so weird because people try to be offended anymore.
Oh yeah, I watched one. It's like just like I watched one and it was like, they basically said, what year was Pearl Harbor or whatever, and like who attacked who and all, and they couldn't even answer the question. They're like, I mean, I feel like that should be like a thing, right? That's
You
what.
should absolutely know that.
Yeah, that's what got us into World War II.
You know
That's
you
a
know
single
the year?
event.
Huh? 1984.
1941. 1986, dude.
Yeah, dude. Don't you know?
No, but yeah, no. I think a lot of the guesses were like in the-
December 6th, 1941.
Yeah.
A day that will live in infamy.
Yeah, and that's the thing that single handedly like without that day we wouldn't have been in fucking World War II at all probably.
I don't know about that.
I don't know that. I mean that's what really made us get into it.
It
Japan was always going to attack us
it
because
sprung us into it.
Yeah,
But here's the thing.
probably
with
earlier than we
with
would
the
have been into
takeover
it.
that Germany was like, the United States saved the Western
Yeah,
world
yeah, yeah.
overseas.
Yeah.
And I think Germany was so powerful that without the United
without
States building
and
machine.
and World War II, like that basically made us a superpower at that point, right? Like,
100%.
Yeah. So like,
So we reaped all the benefits of winning on both fronts
Yeah.
and had no war on our soil.
Yeah.
So while every other nation in the world is tattered,
war torn, dude. Like
Yeah.
you go see some of those buildings, and
Tattered.
you're like, God damn, yeah,
destroyed, nothing happened on our soil.
nothing.
With the exception of Hawaii.
Yeah, aside
With the
from
exception of Hawaii.
Bet the Hawaiians would be pissed if they were here like, nothing happened on our soil, huh?
No
Yeah, no,
fires,
like we-
nothing.
To be fair, that was a U.S. naval base. Hawaii was not a state in 1941.
Really? I didn't know that. So there are actually, so I collect currency, right? Like we're
We're talking about World War II. Civil War absolutely counts.
oh yeah, no, that
Yeah,
counts.
we're
Yeah,
talking about
yeah,
we're,
yeah.
World War II.
Yeah, yeah. We're talking about like not us fighting ourselves.
Yeah, right.
Because that happened.
1812.
Yeah.
The World War II, we emerged as superpower a lot because we won on both fronts.
Wasn't the War of 1812 in like 1813 or something?
Actually, I think the war was actually over. We had a truce with England, and they were still fighting in fucking Louisiana because the email sucked.
Yeah. Fuck, dude. He's like, someone shot the goddamn messenger bird. We never got the fucking telegram.
Yeah.
Right.
Our biggest victory was after we was already like, can we just be cool about this?
Yeah.
And then we wrecked some shit down in Louisiana.
No, the Civil
And they were
War.
like, oh.
The Civil
In the
War
18
absolutely wrecked
1812,
United
Oh,
States
yeah. Oh,
infrastructure.
yeah.
100%.
Oh, we're still seeing the repercussions today
I mean,
from
I'm not
that.
going to say we're lucky the Civil War was like that. We're lucky it was the time it was in, right? Because like they had fucking muskets and cannons. Like if there was a Civil War any later than that, like imagine the carnage.
Well, it'd be one of those things too where you get, regular citizens could fight those wars.
They had to. There was no choice.
Correct.
I think our Civil War
Back
will
then,
be-
all they had was citizens.
I think it may have already started, and it's going to be a different way. It's,
Hey,
it's this country star is popular. This star gets canceled. I think
yeah.
it's going to be more of a Civil War on a media kind of.
Oh, because the
front.
media runs.
Like,
The media runs everything.
I don't know. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if there was Republican money and fucking liberal money and people. You see that shit. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
oh, we boycott this business.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, well, if you boycott that, I don't know if it'll actually be a physical boots on the ground kind of thing.
Yeah.
I think
Well, that's almost I mean, I get it that it still happens. I mean, it's still happening now, but boots on the ground is I would almost say now a small part. I mean, we got
Of any war
we got
anyway.
fucking drones.
Yeah, but I mean, they still need people. They still need
Absolutely,
people there. Yeah.
100%.
But most of it is unmanned.
that's
Yeah.
why it makes me feel confident about America. Because I mean, coming over here, we're always going to have motherfuckers that's digging up a case of something that's got about 10 rifles in it.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's their great
Oh,
grandpa
and
gave
that's
them.
Yep.
and that's why like any military strategist or whatever they say we'll never have to fight a war here on our own soil because no one's dumb enough to come here and try.
Well, I mean, we just remembered 9/11 a couple days ago.
Yeah, I mean that was like
know.
that was
That was a bitch
different.
move.
Yeah,
though.
yeah, that was
absolutely a
that
bitch-
wasn't
that was more of a sucker punch. Like, that
bitch
wasn't like a
move
war.
regardless.
That wasn't like a
But-
fighting a war here. That was a
but
that was
a bitch move regardless. But I mean,
Yeah.
3,000 people lost their lives that day.
They didn't
Here on our
land.
soil.
They didn't land on the beach and try to invade us. They fucking
Right.
they did this slip and fucking.
Well, again, I think that's a pretty old school. And Kyle's not wrong. The terrain would fuck anyone that would try. It's just such a diverse country in the realms of different types of, and it's such a giant landmass.
Yeah.
So
I mean, the thing is like, think of how big, like how many countries in Europe could fit in the United States, right?
Right.
And think of how many guns are spread across the country. Like just people who hunt, right? Like not even just avid gun owners, just literally hunters, like
Right.
that have hunting rifles and shotguns.
Right.
Like I think they said that in 3 states, in like Montana and Missouri, like whatever, like 3 states, like just in the center of the country, they sold more hunting license than there is military members, I think.
And I honestly feel just like everybody grew up with siblings. We're fucking arguing right now. If something happened to us, I think that I truly believe we'd
100%.
We'd be solid.
Yeah.
It would be like September 12th.
Yeah, yeah.
We'd be
Yeah.
like, no, we can call.
Yeah.
You can call him an asshole.
right.
Or I can call him an asshole, but you can't
but
call
you
him an
fucking
asshole.
can't.
Yeah. Like
Right.
I think.
Yeah.
I think that would be one thing where we can bicker.
Yeah,
we
it's
can we can bicker, but I wouldn't let that shit stand among all this.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah. I would have never invaded. I would never invade America. There's a gun behind every blade of grass.
Yeah.
Goddamn right.
Goddamn America, brother. Don't forget the fucking bald eagles, too.
And that's we put Japan in a position where they had to kind of invade us because we cut off all oil supply to them.
Sure.
And they couldn't get gas. Their war effort we pretty much shut down. So they had to come at us. And there's people that said that that was allowed to happen to get us into the war. Like it was, they knew Pearl Harbor.
They probably like heard chatter.
They knew Pearl Harbor was at risk.
And they knew. They
So
were like,
I know
you know
the
what?
story-
We're not going to get into this unless something happens.
I know the story of the day it happened. Some people, the guy that was manning the radar station, saw the flight coming, reported it to his superiors, and his superior had apparently known there was another flight coming that day and assumed it was that, or just dismissed it because there's a lot of people that think he dismissed it because of that very fact.
Trying to get
What?
into the war. I mean,
Am
war
I
war
misreading
sparks
this?
economy,
At
too.
81 years old, that was on a battleship there, and said when he came up top to look out, he thought the sun touched the earth from fire glow. and here's the thing, man. Like lots of people have been in those situations, and these are braver people than me, and I'm thankful for every fucking one of them.
Yeah,
because
dude.
I got a pretty awesome life.
That would be one of the worst things ever. Going down trapped inside of a ship,
Yeah.
like you're just trapped in there, can't do shit about it. Like that'd be one of the worst things
Yeah.
ever, dude.
Yeah, nothing you can do.
Nothing, not a fucking thing.
I'm sorry if I said anything offensive.
I don't think you did. I don't think you did.
No.
I think you just adding to the conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's war. It's like and not even modern war. Like I'm not saying modern war isn't bad because like I know people that have lost people over there, but like think of like the like World War I, World War II, like stuff like that. Like that was fucking crazy. Like that was nuts, right?
Yeah.
Like imagine on like D-Day, you get on the front of a little U-boat and one person on that boat might make it onto the sand.
Right. And they knew that.
And they knew it. Going up to
They
the
knew
beach.
that.
They fucking knew that's what's going to happen. And they're like, "Oh, gotta try.
This door's gonna drop.
I'm going to get
Your job
Yep.
your fucking job is to make them use all of their fucking firepower
That's it.
so the guys behind you can get up here.
Yeah.
That's
Fucking
your
nuts.
fucking job.
Fucking nuts, dude. They're
What a fucking what a
I
fucking
watched
bunch
so
of
so
heroes.
I was watching a documentary, right? Mr. Ballin, I think he was talking about it.
Yeah.
So there's a kid, and I don't know what beach it was on, but he was like D-Day invasion, right? And he illegally joined the military when he was like 14. Like forged all of his shit and got in, right? Then they figured out he was too young or something, and they like made him like do some bullshit over here, and then he somehow got into some unit going there. And he was like 16 at the time, right? 16-year-old kid, and made it onto the beach, pushed up, made it into the trenches up top, and was like fight. He jumped on 2 grenades to save like the other 3 guys in there with him. They thought he was dead, and they like propped him up. And the only thing he could move was his fingers to tell people he was still alive, right? So like after we took it, and then they were walking around, like they figured out he was alive and like brought him, like saved him or whatever. And he was the youngest. I think he was one of the youngest people to ever receive the Medal of Honor.
That's crazy.
At 16, could you imagine at 16, dude? I wasn't thinking about going up on a beach and jumping on fucking grenades. At 16, I'm like, hell yeah, dude. Time to get in the back seat.
Right. What's up?
What's up? Yeah.
What's up?
But it's like, dude, that's fucking nuts. Like that's 16. Like that kid is fucking
Badass.
dude. They just don't build them like that anymore.
No. Well, that's the thing.
They back then they didn't have a choice.
When you hear the story of D-Day and those guys, they just and I don't know how we got on the subject of war, but I'm loving this
I don't either.
By the way.
History is just cool to talk about anyway.
all the time.
Love
But you think about the guys
Yeah.
on the U-boats.
They're fucking.
The guys that don't even have weapons, they had a fucking air balloon tethered to them to distract firepower.
That like it was just
No fucking defense.
imagine and back that's when they still carried flamethrowers, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's unreal.
They
Finally.
I would never carry a fucking flame because like one bullet hits that fucking thing and you're a bomb.
Their life
Yeah,
expectancy was less than 5 minutes. You know?
Yeah.
It's always been a goal of mine to shake the hand of somebody who stormed the beach at Normandy. And there's not very many of them left.
No.
But they're out there.
Yeah, that's just nuts, dude. Like,
I'm surprised Coates couldn't.
what I don't
he does that
understand.
honor flight and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They're you're right. They're few and far between.
Few and far
at this.
between.
I mean, I don't really know much about like whatever strategy. Like, obviously, bullet sponges are strategy, but like, I mean, we had battleships back then, right, and destroyers
Right.
and stuff. Like, why couldn't they just hammer the beach? For like, they knew they were just hunkered in the bunkers. Like, why didn't they just hammer the shit out of the beach with?
Because here's what they were up against. They were outmanned. I mean, not outmanned but the people they could get to the beach, the firepower alone. I mean, you're talking about imagine just bullets everywhere.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
And what seemed like to them an endless supply.
That's what I'm saying, though. But like, if we had a battleship out here that was just because they have fucking guns on there, like big
Sure.
guns. If they were just hammering the hillside, right, they could probably take out a couple bunkers or fucking at least
But
get them scrambling.
There was bunkers behind those bunkers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I mean, I
it
figured
was-
they could have at least like that would have sent people scrambling, right? If I had fucking ship shells coming at me, I would be shitting my pants.
You're eventually going to have to. You were going to have to get on land.
You're gonna have to, but I mean, I feel like
That's
they could
like
have lessened the blow.
I feel like the First World War.
And the other thing,
That
too,
was very difficult because that was a lot of stalemate because it was a lot of trench
Yeah.
warfare. From what
Yeah.
I understand, there wasn't air support. It was basically
well, dude, and back then,
you shoot for a while, then we'll shoot for a while.
yeah.
and
Back then, they used some fucking serious firepower. Like,
Yeah.
you weren't getting shot at by a 5.56 round. You were getting shot at by a fucking 30-06 round.
Sure.
And like, if that thing hit you anywhere, whatever limit hit is probably not there anymore.
sure.
Like,
And I think Kyle said it had a lot to do with timing.
Oh, maybe.
Also, their key objective wasn't to get on the beach; it was to get beyond the beach.
yeah.
So they
well,
had-
and like, and I
So
think that,
no matter what they did, they had to get people
there, yeah.
beyond.
Well, and I think-
this
I think
wall of
You
firepower.
can keep more ammo on the ground than you can boat over.
And I think they dropped people in the night before behind lines too, right? So like they had to get people on the beach basically, so those people just didn't get fucked to death
Right.
inside there,
Right.
Because I think they dropped like I don't know how many people in behind.
I remember reading about this.
Yeah, and like they basically had to like do something right then, or else those people were just left high and dry. So they had to like precise timing.
Probably
kind of
trying to send people across the
Operation Overlord,
English
baby.
Channel and-
What is it?
Operation Overlord.
Yeah, just fucking getting it, dude. My
One of
grandpa,
the
he used to always watch-
masterminds behind it, former U.S. President Dwight D. Eisenhower. One of my favorite presidents. Operation Overlord, the interstate system. Let's go.
Hell yeah, dude. Oh yeah. Another thing about World War II? What I was talking about currency.
Yeah.
So there's dollar bills that you can get that have like they're like an orangish yellow stamp. Like
Yeah.
the seal is like an orangish yellow color, and across the entire back is printed Hawaii.
Yeah.
So if Japanese got control of our currency, right, they would know that it's basically void. So like I don't know why they did it, but they have one at the Picker's Paradise in Columbus. I thought about because I have all of the $1 bills except that one.
Yeah.
So I thought about going and getting one.
Why don't you go and get
just
one?
to have it. I mean, it's a little pricey. I think I can find it cheaper, but
How much is it? If you don't mind me asking.
like $50 or $80, I
Yeah.
think. But which isn't that much money,
Sure.
right? But it's like, and I have a lot of currency that my grandpa collected that I now have. So it's
Yeah.
like it'd just be cool to have one. But
I got you a Buffalo nickel once.
I remember that my dad gave me an Indian head penny this year for my birthday. I don't know where he
Fuck
got
yeah.
it, but yeah, he gave me an Indian. I don't know why, but I like old currency because imagine how many pockets that thing has been in. Right,
Oh, the
like,
stories it could tell.
like I have coins from the mid 1800s.
That's
Yeah.
how I feel when I get change at a strip joint.
yeah, yeah, you're like imagine where this
the
thing has
stories
been.
it could
dude.
tell.
Yeah, but yeah, I
Ah,
got
that's Mercedes.
yeah. Yeah, I have coins, like old coins, and it's like imagine how many pockets that thing's been in, dude.
Right.
Like imagine what that thing's bought, like a 50-cent piece or what, or a dollar coin. Like
Sure.
that thing could have bought someone's entire grocery bill probably
Right. At some point.
at some point, like when it was first minted, right?
Yeah. How many old coins do you have? Like,
Oh, hundreds,
yeah.
hundreds. Yeah,
Like, I'd like to have like some currency from the 40s.
Oh, I have shitloads.
If
Like,
I,
the 40s, I don't even consider like that old, right?
I know, but we talk about U.S. history, and there's a couple of points in time I'd love to go back to, and one of those points in time is 1945.
I just
End
found
of
a
World War II.
There's a blind side on history too. Like thinking about the '60s, being like a '70s kid,
Yeah.
born in the '70s. It's hard for me to realize there's 20 plus years on that. When I was like, oh, that was 20 years ago. Now it's
Yeah.
40.
Yeah.
Now it's this. Like, it fucking blows my mind.
I got
Yeah.
a picture and stuff. Yeah, if you want some stuff from 45, I can for sure find you some stuff from 45. But yeah, like here's just some like random older stuff. But it's like 1882, 1880, early 1900s. But like there's I don't know if you can really see it, but
Doesn't come out too good, but
yeah, maybe I'll bring them in one time and we
get
can.
the idea. Yeah.
But I'll I definitely have.
You throw in a sucker stick with some pubic hair on it, looks like under my couch.
yeah, like hell yeah, dude. But yeah, I got some pretty old stuff. I mean, and none of it's really worth much, right? Like here's an Indian head penny from. This is a little bit clearer of a picture. 1888.
yeah. Well, that's cool, man.
But yeah, just
That's
old
sweet.
old coins, dude. Imagine how many people have touched that coin.
Yeah.
Like it's
And where it's been.
yeah, because like I mean, it was probably over 100 years old when my grandpa started collecting.
Well, it's funny too. You go through the timeline of what it could buy when it was
Yeah.
between what it was minted
Yeah.
to now what a penny's worth now.
That's pretty impressive.
Old
I never
currency.
thought of it like that.
I have an old Confederate 50 and a Confederate 10 and a Confederate 100.
Confederate currency would be cool.
Yeah. So but like I just think of it. I'm like, dude, imagine what this stuff. Because like a 10 back then was a lot of fucking money.
Yeah.
Right. But like, yeah, I just look at all that stuff and I do the same thing. I just sit there and just think about it. Like,
Yeah.
imagine, and you can look up like where they were minted and stuff. So it's like to get from there to here and whose pockets it was in. Like it could have been in a president's pocket for all we know, right?
For all you know.
For all we know, could have been in someone serial killer's pocket. Could have been in anyone's pocket. Could have went overseas in someone's pocket and came home in someone's pocket. Right? It's just crazy.
I like foreign currency. I've got a lot of foreign currency.
Yeah, I have not a lot, but I have like some Vietnamese dongs and
Yeah.
obviously euros.
Yeah, I've got euros. I've got some kroner
Yeah,
from Sweden.
I have francs or whatever.
Yep.
Um,
I've got pounds.
You picked those up
yeah.
on vacation.
Shillings,
too.
yeah.
So they got a little bit of emotional attachment
Sure.
on top of that.
Yeah.
So I most of my foreign currency either comes from me or when my grandpa was in the Vietnam, like he brought some stuff back.
Biggest ATM withdrawal I've ever made. 3,000 kroner.
Hell yeah, dude. That's like me when I went to Mexico. Took out like
$300.
You take out like 14,000 pesos. You're like
Right.
fucking A, dude.
Yeah, bro. Don't you have an ATM limit over here?
Yeah,
You should.
oh, shit. Leave me at it,
should.
dude. How much tequila can I buy with this
Right.
shit?
What he said some Vietnamese what?
He said dongs.
Vietnamese dong.
The
dude.
dong.
That's what it is.
The dong, bro.
The dong. Who names their currency the dong? How many
Vietnamese
dongs
people.
is this gonna cost me?
Vietnamese people.
I'll give you a good donging. Oh yeah, dude.
I came back with some pretty nice peckers here.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, it's like just call them what they are, man.
That's it. The Swiss pecker.
The sweet is that really a thing?
No.
Oh, I'm like, shoot. It wouldn't surprise me, dude.
It would not.
Like what is it? The Afghan rupee. Every time I hear rupees, I think of fucking Legend of Zelda. Like
Yeah.
fucking,
Yeah.
you
Oh,
guys-
yeah.
yeah, dude, some fucking rupees. Come on, Link, let's go.
Link. The Legend of Zelda. God damn. That's an interesting thought. What if you could get yourself to a time machine?
Mm-hmm.
What time would you travel back to?
There are two things.
There could be more than one.
Yeah, there are two things that I would for sure travel back to.
Okay.
Rome at its height, like Marcus Aurelius Rome,
Yeah.
and Egypt, like whatever I don't know what is it, like a Hemotep the Third or something, like the greatest pharaoh of Egypt. Like I want to see those two civilizations at their absolute peak.
Yeah.
Just because like there's so much I think we could see, like learn from that. Like I think those two civilizations would be pinnacle.
Okay.
And I would like to just be like a fly on the wall with the first Homo sapiens, like Neanderthals, like just to see kind of what they did, right?
Yeah.
Like, for all we know, we don't know, right? They
We
could
have no idea.
they could have been doing all kinds of crazy shit back then that we just assume like, oh yeah, these guys were dumb and they didn't find fire until this time. Maybe they just liked eating their meat raw, dude.
Right. Could have been.
Like you can't tell me that there was not some sort of natural event that caused a fire before they discovered fire.
What?
I think the discovery of fire.
There was a lot of things that caused fires before they discovered.
No, that's
fire.
what I mean. That's what I
Yeah.
mean. Like if it like they
I think
before
the
they found
discovery of fire didn't necessarily have to do with the discovery of fire's existence.
Yeah, they knew fire existed.
More to
They
do
knew
with
how to
how
control
to
it and
make
make
one
it.
and control one.
Yeah, I mean,
was
if I
the-
saw
was
like
the
a
big
woods
term.
burning, dude, I'd get like a little thing and make a fire and be like, I think I could cook something on this.
No,
Or maybe they
If
had
I-
fire for warmth and didn't ever think about cooking meat at the time.
Right.
Right.
if I had been back there and a fire had started, I would have ran because that was murder.
Right.
Yeah.
It's still murder today.
Yeah, dude.
You went way back.
Like those three things, like Rome and in Egypt, in all the whole scheme. That's not really that long ago, right?
Yeah.
I couldn't go back further.
A couple
than,
thousand years.
I couldn't go further than indoor plumbing.
No, so Rome, they had latrines, didn't they? They just shit down a tube. They had canals.
They had a system of canals that used gravity.
Yeah. But you like they had like a thing you could sit on, you like shit and it fell down, right? Like because I'm pretty sure like famous people back then got assassinated through the ass. Like people crawled up that and waited for them to shit and just because you could just get into it from the ground. And it's like a chimney, right? And you just crawled up it and then just.
I'm big on we just talked about the World War II era.
Yeah.
When that's coming to an end and the OSS becomes the CIA, I'm all about that.
Yeah.
I want to be all up in that fucking shit and see how crooked they were.
Yeah, dude.
Like, I want to save Kennedy. I want to save Bobby. I want to fucking Alan Dulles. I want his head on a fucking stick. Fuck him. He's
Yeah.
the biggest prick that ever walked the fucking states.
I feel like that not long ago though, we know a lot. There's a lot. Obviously you don't know the corruption like someone does, but for us, we could watch a lot of footage and stuff.
So
from
it's
that.
not so much about knowing it. It'd be more about
seeing it.
experiencing it.
See, I just want to. I don't want to. I mean, it'd be cool to experience it. I just want to know it. Like
I want to be able to shit indoors.
Yeah.
I don't want to die from a broken leg.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to be like scientists are like, oh yeah, this is what we think happened, right? Like, I just want to go see it and be like,
Right.
this is how it was.
Wouldn't that be cool if that's what happens when you die? Is you fucking figure out everything, like all the mysteries, everything you ever worried about.
Yeah.
Like you see your life flash before your eyes, and then somebody's like, "Oh yeah, aliens, we got them."
Yeah.
Bigfoot, that was bullshit.
That's a hoax, dude.
Kennedy, they were on the fucking these motherfuckers were over here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just
dude.
learn every fucking thing you ever wanted to
Yeah,
know, and then you just
Couldn't we do
Go
that same
off.
thing in the Library of Congress with that presidential book they have?
I mean, your energy just gets recycled, and
Yeah.
you start over again, man.
I mean, I feel like that happens.
You feel like that's a thing?
I don't
It'd
know
be
how.
nice. It'd be nice to think about.
I don't know how.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't
how
want.
it
I don't
can't
want to be judged. I want somebody to be like, "Oh, burn in hell," or
Right.
No,
hang out
I
with
thi-
these guys with the
I
hearts.
think Star Wars kind of had it best, right? Like a life force out there. So like you just kind of go back into it, like back into the ether, and just get kind of like I don't know. I don't want to say recycled. But
Jason,
yeah.
give us 2000, and I know the answer to this, but I'm pretty sure, I'm 99.8% sure I know the reason you say 2000. But if it's different from what I'm thinking,
Is he trying to keep NSYNC from breaking up?
no,
Is that when the Burger King Big Kids meals came out with the slime ketchup?
No, we lost a pretty awesome fucking guy. In
In 2000,
and yeah, so that'd be Jason's reason, and that makes sense.
What? Yeah, like if you could go back and just like I guess I would go back
Say
and hang out
goodbye.
with my grandpa a little bit.
Say goodbye.
Yeah, I'd go back and hang out with him a little bit and be like, "Hey, bro, quit smoking." Why? Because you're gonna want to in about 12 years.
Right.
But yeah, stuff like that.
I don't think I could hold it together enough.
Yeah, because
It'd be-
you.
it'd
Be
be
like, what are
wild.
you doing here?
Yeah. If you knew what was going to happen, you wouldn't be able. Because it's like, but the same thing is the butterfly effect, right?
Sure.
If that's real, like you can't change.
I believe that is real
So
no
like,
matter
so
what.
yeah, so you change one thing and
And
you
it sends
change
a
one
ripple.
thing in history and it changed the entire outcome.
Correct.
Right?
Well,
like,
in theory, that's
like
going on right now anyway.
Yeah.
There's
100%.
there's a millions different versions of us that's made a million different decisions.
Yeah.
That's been
so imagine, like if something like that happened, like if there was a time machine ever invented and someone went back and changed something, would we know, like us not going back and changing it, and would we just like?
I don't know that we would know.
That's what I mean. Like they would know when they came back. Oh, this is all different. But like, would people that never went back and was here the whole time? Would it just like?
I saw a video.
I do my
once.
research on the internet. I would know.
I saw a video once where these guys were kind of pretending like, hey, man, I made a time machine. Like, cool, we can go back and do whatever we want. Fuck yeah. I'm going to go back and kill Hitler. So he gets in this washing machine and they fucking, and he goes and pops back up and he's like, I fucking did it. I fucking killed Hitler before he ever got started. And they're like, man, I wonder if the world's different. And they walk outside and it's just Jews everywhere. And, the butterfly effect is real.
That's what I'm saying.
Like
dude.
it's real. And if anything in history was, if certain things in history were different, we don't even realize how small or insignificant.
Do you guys remember that movie with Kelso?
Is it Idiocracy?
No, the butterfly effect.
Oh yeah. Have you ever seen Idiocracy though?
Yeah, but did you see the alternative ending that they didn't show in the theaters? He's actually in the womb, and since he keeps fucking everything up, he just takes the cord and hangs himself in the womb. I'm like, this is dark as fuck, man. This
Yeah.
movie's awesome. But the one that hit the theaters was like, he just never talked to the girl, and she walks by anyways. And I'm like, that is fucking Hollywood bullshit.
Right.
So fucking lame. When he takes himself out to just make the world a better fucking place, I was like, God damn.
Fucking that baby's got balls, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. It's probably before his fucking coins even hit the purse.
Yeah, before they even hit the purse.
Oh, Lord. Good times. So,
Yeah,
D,
yeah.
where would you head back to?
Like I said, probably early 60s.
Yeah.
Try to fuck with the CIA,
Yeah. That'd be sweet.
the FBI.
be
I would
sweet.
try to fucking just be a madman. Hoover, get out of those high heels. Shut the fuck up. Alan Dulles, you're a fucking crook. Leave South America alone. Yeah, I'd have fucked all this shit up.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I'm sticking with 45. Like, I feel like that would just been an awesome time to live in America.
I think
Like,
it'd been cool to live in
when
that
you
time.
just truly
I mean, 45 would have been cool, but 45 would have been cool if you were like in your 20s, right? If you made it to 45,
Yeah, right.
like you can't be born in 45, right?
Well, I mean,
Are we talking about the age we are now going back?
well, yeah, because
Or
time
we
travel
starting over?
doesn't work like that. Like,
Yeah.
version today, me would have to go back and experience
What
1945.
it was like, yeah.
And I don't even think, like, so here, this is funny. I had a theory the other day, and I thought about this all day. I considered putting it on paper, so that like somebody invented time travel, but you didn't, like, it wasn't time travel like relative like we think. It was interdimensional travel, where you travel throughout dimensions and go back to a time period, but you're not there. Like, it's almost like a read-only experience.
So if you think about it that way, so light is always leaving the Earth, right?
Correct.
So far enough away from Earth, the past is still the present,
100%.
right? You know what I mean? Like that's what they say.
that could be that traces back to some of the paranormal, like ghost things.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
sometimes
Like-
you're seeing past history,
yeah.
or you're
Well, that's far enough away from Earth, the past is still the present.
Did I ever tell you guys my theory about deja vu?
I get deja vu all the time, dude.
Yeah.
It's fucking freaky, right?
Yeah.
My theory on this, just something I kicked around, is like you read a book, you watch a movie, you learn people's patterns and how things play out. Deja vu is you like figuring out the end of the movie.
Before you get to the end of the movie.
Yeah. and it's just a glimpse because you know how this guy always behaves this way. This is common for him. This is a common situation. This is how everybody interacts, and you kind of get a glimpse into that, and then it fucking happens. You're like, and it's fucking weird, man.
Yeah.
I have it.
I have deja vu all the time, and
The
I'll
older
like,
I
and
get, the more intense it gets. Too.
when I have it, I'm like, what the fuck is about to happen now? Like I'm trying to remember, like what the fuck happened.
And when
next?
you're in it,
Yeah.
like when you're in it and it continues, you're like, how
Yeah.
fucking far is this going to go? Like it's almost like a lucid dream.
Yeah.
Where
Yeah.
you're like, at a point you figure out, you're like, I'm kind of in control of this, am I?
I've had moments in my life where like I was in it, and then I looked and I was like, fuck, I knew that was going to happen.
yeah,
Like a thing happened. I'm like, I knew that was going
Like
to happen.
you even knew you were going to have that deja vu.
Yep.
You're like,
Yeah.
oh, fuck. This is
Yeah.
what the fuck? It's like some Inception kind of shit
It's
with
so
yourself.
wild.
It's deja vu and deja vu.
with yourself, deja vu inside of deja
It's
vu.
so
dude.
wild. So the thing that you think about is like, because I mean, let's be honest. Like we've learned over time that what we think is real, we don't know shit compared to what's actually real.
Yeah,
Like we don't know. You know, reality used to be what you could touch, smell, see, hear, and feel. You know, and I'm quoting an Incubus song when I say this, but it's real.
Yeah.
Like
dude, I've been
I
watching.
mean, they used to put a fucking spike in your head to get the demons out.
yeah, fuck yeah, lobotomy.
Yeah, like
No, so I used to watch, or I've not used to watch, like I've watched a lot of the Mr. Mullins storytelling stuff, and like the ghost stories he tells on there, like from people's experiences or whatever, like just the things he tells, I'm like, dude, that's got to be real. Like,
Yeah.
like there's no way that can be fake.
yeah,
And then you hear it, and I'm like, yeah, dude, it makes me kind of afraid of the dark at 31, right? Like I'm just like, whoo, shit.
and I don't even find myself afraid of the dark anymore. I've come to be
Like if it's real, then you're just like
so
embracing it.
curious.
Like you're like, now it's just real.
I've come to be so curious. Like, let's fucking go. You know, when I'll be honest, like there's times when I'm here late at night, like by myself, and I'm like, you know, my grandpa used to work in this building for years. He worked here when it was McGuire International.
he just said hi.
Yeah,
Yeah, right. You know, I think about Pup
yeah,
and his desk still being over there.
yeah.
You know, and I think about those things, and I'm like, man, if somebody's gonna pull some shit, like there's definitely ghosts in this building for me that I was close to at
Yeah.
one point in my life or another. I'm like, if y'all are gonna pull some shit, just do it.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah,
do
I don't
it.
know. It's got
And-
like I think that it's got like there's so many like so much stuff and like there's things kids do, right? Like did you see that kid? It was in a village somewhere. Like I think he was in like India or something. Like he was in some village somewhere, right? Like third world country. Like a kid, he was like 4 or 6, like was murdered by someone. Like some like random guy axe murdered this kid, right? Well, another kid was born, had like a weird scar on his head when he was born, like a birthmark of like where the axe went in.
Did he go to wizard school?
No. But it was weird because of that. And then like whenever he was like whatever 4 or 6, like the same age the kid that got killed or whatever, he led authority. Like he just told people about it one day and like led them to the site where that little kid was buried at. Like never knew anything about it and just led him right there. And then they caught the guy that killed the kid.
that's crazy.
Like no one knew where the body was or anything, and that kid just straight up fucking
That's
led him there.
crazy.
Yeah, and it was weird, and it was like a
There
big
was
story.
another story of a kid vividly describing how he died in 9/11.
Really?
There's a story about that.
That I've heard. That sounds really familiar.
Vividly describing how he died in 9/11.
Yeah. Maybe we're just so developed now, like our brains can retain so much information that when we come back, we remember stuff vividly from.
Well, so I think
There's a scientific study that there is genetic memory.
yeah.
Like it passes down. Like, oh, I drink a lot because my grandpa was Irish or whatever. But there's also like trauma and shit they say gets passed down through your genes. It's a theory that's out there.
Yeah.
You know, I have always thought, not always, I'm not going to say always, mostly over the last probably 7 or 8 years have thought a lot about like what's real and what happens like when you die or like who you really are. Like, and it feels like to me that consciousness just doesn't, like your consciousness lives on
You
forever.
can't destroy information, right?
Right.
Like you can't, it can't just get destroyed.
Like I've heard theories about, souls and recycled souls that, hey, my body died on Earth. Let's go and recycle this shit and put it back.
Are you to the point where you think you could come back as like a cricket?
No. Because
Would you love me if I was a worm?
I think about it in terms of this. Like, there's a reason that there's one ultra superior species on this planet.
Yeah.
There's one.
Orcas.
Dinosaurs.
Not orcas.
Have you seen them fuck up a boat lately?
Here's the thing, though. If orcas were the superior species always, the planet would look exactly as it looked 14 million years ago.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Or they're playing the long game.
Right.
The old long con, dude.
There's there's reason to believe, and we're all biology, we're all animals. I get that, but there's reason to believe that humans are different.
Yeah.
And that there's more than we fucking know.
The soul is up for debate.
Right.
What is it? What does it possess? This is the energy you're talking about right here.
Yeah.
Well, that's like that thing. There was like a gorilla in the zoo or something, and like the new sign
Don't
language.
you fucking talk about Harambe
No,
now.
not Harambe, but like it was like a gorilla, and they could talk to it sign language, right? Yeah, they could talk to it, and then because like animals don't know death, right? They don't really understand it. Like
Sure.
they don't know what it is. They don't like
They
know when
they might know it more than we do.
maybe. Well, so like they
They
say.
know to run from it. And
Well,
they
I
live
mean,
their life
I
to
mean, I think they
protect
know.
from it.
I think they know that they can die, but they don't know like, hey, like I'm going to one day, no matter what, right?
Right.
I don't think animals know that, like
Okay.
because so like gorilla, like there was this gorilla and it knew sign language and they were talking to it and they taught it about death and they said after that it was just sitting in its fucking cage, just depressed all the time. It's like fuck, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like
That's a bold statement, though, because there's also animals that I feel like, I don't know, when they sense it on you. Like
I mean,
cats
but
and
that's not that's
they
more
kinda-
feeling it than knowing it, right?
Yeah,
And they don't
I'm trying to
necessarily know
figure
that-
out-
they don't
I'm
necessarily
trying to
know that
figure out
they're
what
going-
conscious is.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, for us, it's a
I'm not
really long ass
disagreeing
math.
with you, but maybe they do have a certain grasp of it.
Maybe. I mean, like dog, like they know it. So like, if you die and your dog sees you,
seen
it
them-
knows you're dead, right? But
Well, I've
like,
seen it
I don't
too.
think they ever know that they're going to expire.
I've seen them too. Like recently, I just had to bury a cat, and she knew to separate herself from everybody, and she kind of. It seems like she was coming to terms with it. Like,
Yeah.
it
Well, I mean,
was-
she probably felt it on the like, but when she was
was
3,
that conscious or was that just natural?
I think that's like
selection?
elephant graveyard, right? That's like when the elephants die, they know they're going to, so they just walk off and do it. Like elephant graveyard kind of stuff. Like when they're born, they don't know they have a finite time. They just it's instinct when they just like birds flying
It's
south.
something to think about.
Just like
I don't know. Is that
birds
conscious?
flying south, right?
Yeah.
Like an animal, it probably doesn't know until it knows, right? It's like when it gets old as shit, and it's like, yep, time, and it just wanders off and dies. Like when it's a wee little lad, it probably has no conception. Like it probably is like, oh yeah, I'm gonna live forever. Has no idea.
Well,
But there's
That's
things
that-
like dolphins and shit. We don't even know. The
Well,
limit,
like, there's like-
limit their communications are. So maybe they're
mean,
conscious.
kids are
Maybe.
the same way, though.
It's
Like human kids are the same way, though, that you just described.
Not necessarily because they
mean,
go to,
they
they go
understand.
to, they go to like they lose their grandparents and great grandparents. Like they understand that you're going to like you get old and you die.
I don't know
right?
if they understand it. There's, look, it's a common thing. Like when you're talking like in a religious thing, it's like, what about babies that don't get saved by Jesus? And it's the age of it's God. I wish I could remember that. It's where they get an age of understanding. Like if you're 3 years old and didn't give your life to Christ or whatever,
Oh, yeah, I don't
it's
know.
like, well, they
mean,
wasn't
yeah,
old,
but obviously,
they wasn't
like-
old enough to understand it, so they go to heaven. It was like a free pass.
But I mean, obviously, like I don't remember shit from when I was like 2 or 3, right?
The Age of Enlightenment.
That's probably it. I grew up Southern Baptist. They probably had an age of knowing better.
know it better.
Yeah, dude.
It's deep stuff, though, man. I always
Yeah.
wonder about that, like souls and energy, and like you can't tell me, and I've said this on this show before. You can't tell me that these 70 or so years that I hope to get are it.
Yeah.
You can't tell me that. My soul itself and my conscience itself is too fucking complex.
Yeah.
Not when you see like an 8-year-old that can fucking sit on a piano
Oh yeah.
and
Or,
write,
like
write a whole
have you watched
fucking
like
thing. There's people that fucking know what they want. I feel like they got to jump on us, and they carry something over.
there's like the kids that are like 8 and 10 and they're like working for fucking NASA and shit on like stuff that adults don't even understand fully.
Right.
And like these kids are just doing it. Like, what if that's like fucking Einstein or some shit? Obviously, you don't know he was Einstein, but
Right.
he knew something from, or what, you know what I mean? Like someone who knew something from the past that was smart as shit, and then they're back. They obviously don't know who. Like if I do get recycled, I'm not gonna know that I was me.
Some people's got head start. It's like, how
Yeah.
the fuck did you figure this out? Like you're emotionally stable, or you're this fucking field.
Yeah,
They got a head start. Something carried over. Or,
yeah, had to have. And their parents are dumber than a box of shit. Like it's not like their parents are geniuses, right? And their kid's a genius. Like these parents, well, hot damn, one day he started rearranging these fucking Legos when he was 8 months old, and I knew right then.
like Malcolm in the Middle.
Yeah.
I knew right then he was gonna be special. Yeah. But yeah, crazy dude.
Lot to think about. It's
crazy.
It's good knowing that I won't sleep tonight. So
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, it's crazy.
Thanks for having me on, guys. I hope this was a really wild, fun time for Mind Snacks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? Sometimes we talk about real shit. And then sometimes my dad calls in the middle of the episode.
Or you light somebody's dick on fire.
Yeah. Well, known to happen.
You know,
Known to happen.
we've grown.
Well,
I see that right here. This podcast is really advanced.
We have
we finally
grown.
got a light to turn on halfway through the
Yeah.
show, dude.
The buffet's gotten worse, but the topics have gotten better.
No, there's some hot sauce on the table with some
Yeah,
Sprite.
right.
You can have an old hot toddy.
That's just flaunting it. Like, if you had brought something to eat, we got all the hot sauce.
Right.
It's almost time for another wing
It's
cast.
time for a gauntlet.
For another wing cast.
Yeah, we gotta get hot again.
Another wing gauntlet, dude.
It's time.
Yeah. I don't know.
I'm
that
sure you
necessarily
can fit
have
it in since you don't take a vacation on Mind Snack.
Jason is begging us to do shots. So tonight, Tyler and I are sober boys, and Derek has been doing shots since we started.
Yeah. I did do a shot with him in the parking lot.
I will pass the bottle if you guys are cool with that.
I'm good. I don't need. Yeah, I'm good. I appreciate it.
I'll do one.
Fucking campaign.
Fucking campaign. Yeah, I got more shirts, by the way, for people who wanted to know about the shirts, and the yard sign's going up. So
Yeah, I need to get a yard sign. My neighbor's like, I need.
I got
one
them in
of
my
those.
car. So
I'm
He's like, I
surprised
need-
Sherry
I
did
saw
not
you. I
chime
saw
in.
you on my camera too. You could barely see it, but I saw you.
yeah,
The old.
I didn't even ask him. I just dropped into his yard and put a sign.
Allie's
up.
like, she's like, I'm gonna go to the bar and be like, what the hell is this guy thinking putting this sign in my yard? I don't want to do that or something like that. And
Right.
I'm like, he's gonna know you're instantly kidding,
I wouldn't know. I can't read Allie like a book.
dude. You can't, right? Like that's why I try to tell her. I'm like, she makes jokes a lot,
Yeah.
but people think she's just being a real bitch about it. And then no, and I'm like, and I know that she's just kidding because I've
Kind
been
of like
around.
McCulloch.
Yeah, maybe, yeah. But like, and like, I'm like, I tell her, I'm like, Allie, I'm like, look, I'm like, you just don't articulate well to other people. like I know that you're just kidding, but the way that it sounds, they don't think you are. Like, and
It must be a common thing between people with sweet asses.
maybe,
Because
dude.
McCulloch does the same thing.
Yeah, maybe. But yeah, I don't know. I'm like, but I have to tell her sometimes. I'm like, look, I'm like, don't take it personal. They probably just honestly didn't know you were kidding.
And I appreciate that, Jason. He said if I were around people that were in town, I'd get a shirt, but I don't town.
Yeah.
And he don't.
He don't town.
He don't.
Didn't I see him 3 times last week at Z's?
No. Jason Compton?
Yeah,
That's
Nick.
not Joe.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
You're like, didn't I see him 3
Different
times?
Compton.
How many Comptons are out there?
Different Compton.
Oh, guys, you guys want to do some cultural appropriation? We got some sombreros.
We do have sombreros.
I got those at a yard sale in Michigan for 50 cents a pop, dude.
And instantly brought him here. He was like, I don't know why, but we'll use sombreros soon.
Yeah, dude. My Cinco de Mayo episode?
I'm pretty sure they're very authentic out of the great state of Michigan.
Yeah, dude. They're from Canada, the snow Mexico.
I always said that about Wisconsin. I'm like,
Now
there's a
that, my
fucking
friends-
Mississippi of fucking Canada.
Now that, my friends, is cultural appropriation.
Oh yeah. True that. Never mind. I have to take it back.
Tyler, you got any final thoughts tonight?
No, don't think so, dude.
Yeah.
Don't think so. We never talked about hors d'oeuvres one time this episode.
We didn't talk about Whores Divorce one time.
We did not talk about hors
All right,
d'oeuvres.
real quick, shot out of a cannon. Favorite finger food?
No, that's why I don't know. That's what we're going to discuss.
You were gonna discuss what you don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I was just going to discuss them in general, trying to find my favorite.
Finger
Fish,
food.
fish sticks.
I like fish sticks.
Fish sticks.
Would you count? We're thinking stuffed mushrooms.
Yeah, yeah.
Those-
Any like I'm thinking even tea sandwiches,
Shrimp cocktail,
shrimp cocktail, yeah,
cucumber sandwiches.
cucumber
That you just-
sandwiches, yeah.
Those are all pretty good.
As far as a charcuterie board too, you go charcuterie board for an appetizer. Like not a whole board, but like,
Charcuterie boards have gotten out of hand.
well, I'm not talking like a whole
what
board in
about
front of you.
what about your feelings on quesadillas? Are those
Mini quesadillas, yes. Full size quesadillas, no. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying though?
Yeah.
A mini quesadilla as an appetizer? Yeah, like a hors divorce. Yeah, a mini. I feel like anything can be an appetizer as long as it's fun size.
pigs in a blanket?
Yeah, fun
Yeah.
size, dude. Fun size.
How hard is it? You can't beat that.
No.
No, I don't know. I'm not really a big fan of pigs in a blanket.
You can
I mean,
do
I
so
like
many
'em.
style though. You
I
can,
like
you,
'em, I
you
just-
can do the regular basic hot dog, crescent roll.
Yeah.
You can go all the way to smoked sausage.
Yeah, dude. I'm a
I
smoked
mean,
sausage guy. Like, my favorite thing's a big old Polish,
Yeah.
right? In my
Shrimp
gullet, dude.
cocktail. It's hard to beat a nice shrimp cocktail.
It is. And, dude, St. Elmo's, they have, like, mini lobster tail shrimp cocktails with their fucking spicy ass sauce. It's just, it's one of a kind.
Jesus Christ, you millionaire?
Life altering.
One of the best
What?
Whores Divorce ever.
Are you a millionaire? Just
Bacon wrapped peppers.
Bacon wrapped peppers.
what
So,
they-
like-
is
so,
that-
like,
is that
jalapeno
called-
popper?
Is that called a shotgun shell? Is that,
No. That's so when I bacon wrap mine, I stuff it with brisket and call it a Texas Twinkie. A shotgun shell is a manicotti pasta shell, like the big manicotti, and then they stuff it with sausage and cream cheese and stuff, like make a mixture and stuff it, and then wrap that in bacon and smoke it.
Big fan of that.
Yeah, those are good.
That's pretty good.
Those are good. Like I've made them a few times and they're okay, but like I think parboiling is a must for the pasta. Like I think you must parboil it just because if you don't,
Can
it's-
you overdo a finger food?
No. I think it just goes from 1 star to 5 star, right? Like
What
you
about
can put-
deviled eggs? Is that a finger food?
yeah. Well, in the right act, like deviled egg with some paprika on it and a big tray, probably not. Like that's like a side. But like deviled egg with like a little onion sliver and some caviar and shit, that's a finger food.
Jason says, need to bring us out for a movie. They had movie nights out at the farm, outdoor like drive-in style movies. Good stuff.
Yeah, that'd
Egg
be pretty
rolls.
cool, dude.
Egg rolls.
Egg rolls.
Finger food.
So if it's one of those cool cut in half ones like from Chili's, it's a finger. Like I don't think a full egg roll is a finger food. That's like almost a meal for some people.
It's an egg roll.
Depending on where you get the egg roll from, right? Like you can get like the little fucking
Like the little ones from Yiki.
you get like I mean Yiki's a pretty nice size egg roll.
Yeah.
You know what 4th Street used to have that was fucking fantastic is the little mini Reuben egg rolls.
See, like that's an appetizer.
Corned beef, fucking sauerkraut, all cooked up in that, and then you had the Thousand Island dipping
Yeah.
sauce.
There you go.
So I think egg rolls are a finger.
I think
They can be a finger.
they
food.
can be. It depends on. So with me, it's all size, right?
Listen, anything
like
is
a
a finger
slider.
food.
A slider is almost too big to be a finger food, but if you cut a slider in half, it could probably pass as a finger food. Because finger foods is like something you could eat like 13 or 14 of.
What about the big subs that they cut up?
No, I don't think that. I don't think I would call that. Just because the bread on those is very substantial.
Rob
Like
says, cut a cheeseburger into quarters, put toothpicks in them.
yes,
finger
yes,
food.
yeah. So I would call that finger food. It's all about size, right? As much as the women tell us,
It's not all about size.
it's all about size.
Convenience too.
Yeah, yeah,
Do you
yeah.
need
You
a-
want, yeah,
do
you want to
need
be
a
able.
napkin? Do you
It's
gotta cut
a
it?
finger. A finger food to me is like essentially one bite.
One or two.
Yeah. It's not something you're gonna spend a lot of time on, right? like you're pulling something off a toothpick or whatever.
You don't need flatware for it.
No,
It's something out of a napkin. So watermelon.
Well, I guess it could technically be a finger food. Technically, I mean, but
in
then,
the summer, like a little fruit dish. Is that
that could be finger food.
cantaloupe?
But I think those are like that falls into like a fruit tray category, or like a vegetable tray. Like if it's just a singular piece of something, then I don't think it classifies.
I think we need to discuss these guidelines and rules, and then come back and maybe talk about this again at some point.
We can
When you guys go through your cycle of great guests that you always have on.
get you back on here, and we discuss the official rule book of finger foods.
What a finger food is.
I think this is also a conversation.
Sushi. A little sushi roll?
No, that's a sushi. It's not a finger food.
What?
I can pick it up and...
You
I was with you the
can.
whole way until there.
No, you can. But sushi is more like that's more of a meal because you don't get just one sushi usually.
No, if it's a roll and they're passing around on a tray and you just pick out one.
Yeah, but where you went they pass around a sushi roll on a tray?
I don't know rich people, but it could happen. This podcast thing takes off,
like typically
maybe.
when you go order sushi, you get like an entire roll or like a 4-piece of sashimi or something. It's like
Yeah.
that's more of a Japanese meal, not a finger food.
I think Chris Morrison could contribute to this conversation.
He could.
You know
He
the
could.
overrated one is the pancetta. It's a fucking mess all over the place.
Fucking yeah, dude. That's another thing. Finger food can't be that messy.
Larry David even agrees with me on that. He's like, "Can we get another one? Just put it together." And they're like, "No, that's a tomato sandwich."
Yeah. You get some bruschetta, it just goes every fucking where. But it's like I need something to contain it. Like it can't be. Yeah, it can't be. Super
What about just a nice bread with like olive oil dip?
That's more of a. I don't know. That's more. I don't know. A starter of some kind, right? Like it's not necessarily a hors d'oeuvre, but it's a starter of some kind. I don't know. Bread's in its own category, dude. Because like I'll eat something and I'll just have a nice bread to go with it. Like the other day I made steak and I just had some sourdough and I just toasted it up and just ate it with it. Like
I try to be classy, but I got enough Kentuckian background where I just sop that shit up.
yeah,
bread.
Yeah,
Sop
that's
it
good.
up.
Yeah, I use bread as like it's a utensil more than anything.
It wasn't really Kentucky or not classy until you use the word sop. You use the word sop, then it's over.
Even Kelly, when she's talking, she's like, "You want corn?" I'm like, "We got mashed potatoes," and she's like, "No," and I'm like, "I don't want corn." She's like, "Why?" 'Cause
You have to
I'm
make
like,
some
I
like-
take the mashed potatoes and I
Yeah,
Pick
that's
up
how
the
you eat the corn, dude. That's like Thanksgiving plate. Like my grandma, she makes noodles, like turkey and noodles, and corn and potatoes. And I put potatoes down, and I put corn on top of that, and I put the noodles on top of that, and it just gets mixed up and eaten. Like there's no separate compartments of food at Thanksgiving. For me.
No, fucking throw it all together.
Right there, dude.
Gravy over everything.
That's it.
Let's go.
It's got to be, and I don't fuck with none of that like cranberry salad bullshit in there, dude. Like it's got to be like the
noodles, turkey,
the
taters,
quintessentials,
stuffing,
the quintessentials,
green beans.
Mix it all up and eat it, dude.
Yep,
The
let's go.
KFC bowls ain't got shit.
The nurse, our first Thanksgiving, the nurse was like, "Don't get all willy-nilly with this." She's like, "I know how you are." She's like, "We're going to put it on a tray, which looks like a county jail." Like I wasn't going to notice. I'm like, "This is county tray." She's like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, "It's brown and it's sectioned off." I've done time. I know what
You're like, what are you fucking doing to me?
But she's like, "Don't get all willy-nilly." And I'm like, "I'm just going to do a cranberry sauce." And she's like, "Nobody gives a fuck about that." I'm like, "When I do it, it's going to be fucking good."
Cranberry sauce, dude. You just pull it out of a can and
No, I did a fucking nice cranberry apple chutney.
there you go. That'd be good.
And she ate it. Next year, she's like, "You making that cranberry sauce?" I'm like, "Oh, do you like that?
Oh, thought I was going
yeah.
overboard.
Can I eat it on a plate this year like a free man?"
Derek, you got anything you want to say before we get off here?
Nah, thanks for having me on, guys. I really enjoyed it.
We appreciate you, man. Tyler, me, any final thoughts?
I do not have any final thoughts.
It's just like almost illegal for you to have final thoughts.
It
at this
is.
point.
It
It's been
is.
4 years.
Yeah, I got to quit thinking at this
And
point.
yeah,
By this
yeah,
point in the
can't
cast,
do
I'm
it.
done thinking, dude.
Can't do it, guys. Well, for Derek, Gerald, Tyler, me, my name is Sean B. This has been the Mind Snacks Podcast. We will see you guys another time, another day.
Hey, check out the Burroughs applesauce.
Hey, do that. Burroughs Applesauce Podcast.
Whatever Monday that fucking Sean ain't hopping around the globe.
on some Mondays or on Spotify.